road, can't stop the work. Till we make the living waters flood the whole earth. If you ain't trying to be a party, you can kick the dirt. You got faith without work, show me what it's worth. In tribulations and trepidations, we found it home. He send the angels, they keep us cool when the heat is on. So while the heathen competing to take the Iron Throne, he'll come and tread upon their land like a firestone.
Count me out, go and say whatever you want. Oh, yeah. But you know we gotta keep the thing going. You know it, you know it. We be on the road. Everybody knows we going on the ride. Yeah, we on the road. Everybody knows. That's how we We've been on the road for the longest. Foxes have hoes, birds own this. Why you asking me about your stupid little money? I don't know your money. Oh yeah. Do you believe it? Do you believe in me? If you believe, then leave and go feed the sheep. Take it from me if you just believe. You can move mountains far away. So go, oh yeah, go, oh yeah, go, oh yeah. Go, oh yeah, go, oh yeah, go, oh yeah. My people gone to slavery, 5,000 miles away from me. Lost and confused, I'm sending you to go and stand for me. Go, oh. So we going all around the world. So we going all around the world. We be on the road. Everybody knows we going on the ride. Yeah, we be on the road. Everybody knows. That's how you know it. You know it, know it.
Soraya. Wanna go to war, I'm with it. Got my garment fitted. I'm on the floor, I hit it. I'm an Israelite, they get it. Wanna go to war, I'm with it. Got my garment fitted. I'm on the floor, I hit it. I'm an Israelite, they get it. Ain't got time for no ifs, ands. I'm waiting on Christ's return. God gon' stretch his big hand. On scriptures, place gon' burn. Y'all say bye to miss it. Israel, yeah, it's our turn. Watch your hand, don't reach it. Dash hands with no concern. Y'all hit y'all roll while I hit mine too. But I hit mine a little bit different. Destruction on these nations, and I guarantee all these heathens gon' get it. Hit a run, are you going to the track out? Don't televise so you know we getting blacked out. Getting saved ain't something you should ask about. Now watch your chariot back out. If you wanna go to war, I'm with it. Got my garment fitted. I'm on the floor, I hit it. I'm an Israelite, they get it. Wanna go to war, with it. Got my garment fitted. I'm on the floor, I hit it. I'm an Israelite, they get it. Whoa. If it's too much for you, I advise you to stay home, man. Go and grab you a hobby. Whoa, chemo, sabi, friends, check copies. Spirit of golly, heathen chosen, Bali. Wait. Man, why am I even? Run it back. I don't know. Man, it's a million ways I can flip that. I can't be acting like that. I need that. Temptation, I don't need that. Just throwing up really need feedback. Trying to get the kingdom, man. Tell me where the keys at. Cut to him, Joseph. Put him like Moses. Oh, Pharaoh, leave. Look at his poses. Give him no roses. Oh, osmosis. Let me breathe. Hit me on the dollar. Heathen with a collar. I went out father. You an imposter. Burn your cover. Sending your father. Praise to the Abba. Running back lava. You can run or you going to the track out. Don't televise so you know we getting backed out. Getting saved ain't something you should ask about. And watch the chariot back out. If I'm trying to go to war, I'm with it. Got my garment fitted. I'm on the floor, I hit it. I'm an Israelite, they get it. Wanna go to war, with it. Got my garment fitted. I'm on the floor, I hit it. I'm an Israelite, they get it. Whoa. Got my garment fitted. Whoa.
Hello? Talk I tell that to my people that say I'm hating them folks. And I ain't never burned a cross or hung nobody with rope. They make mockery of us, they say my people a joke. Cause we broke living in ghettos and we struggle.
Listen, what we say? I feel blessed, got good people in my life, but still I bear love, even though sometimes we fight. Sometimes, but me not change up, no. Me not change up, no. But me not change up, oh, no. Me not change up, no way. Never could have trust in a boy. If you can't go to the thick thing, then you not qualify. Never drop your guard around the boy. Only do that with people, them where you know bonify my youth. Watch them. The one time you deny them when them ask something, you want know them friend. Bad breed, them a problem. Yeah. Watch out for each you that snare circle and stay far from them. Small crew, nah, me no need enough. Nah, your friends stay with you when it time rough. A real friend don't turn them back. Always keep it real, then don't put on a act. No act. Oh, you fit turn your back on your people. Why some people so evil? Watch for the snake, don't make them deceive you. Oh, rain don't fire upon you. I feel blessed, got good people in my life, but still I bear love, even though sometimes we fight. Sometimes, but me not change up, no. Me not change up, no. But me not change up, oh, no. Me not change up, no way.
Me not change up. Remember the struggle when me have a water coming on me eye. Nothing can face us. Me brother Malachi used to cook the banana and oil. Depression never break us. We face the tribulation every day, but we never know why. While everybody hates us, we still wake up in the morning and press the most high. Jah just send a blessing, it a rain on me. Militant soldier in the army, and he bless me with the laws and the testimony. Some go and hold the faith and give
I feel blessed, got good people in my life, but still I bear love, even though sometimes we fight. Sometimes, but me not change up, no. Me not change up, no. But me not change up, oh, no. Me not change up, no way.
I coulda anywhere we go, we not change cause we never grow up. Little dirty junk up, them a change like lizard like them never know you. No for them my friend for an occasion. Them against the truth, them turn pagan. Them a cockroach jaw for the bacon. Betray man, them a roll with Satan. Please me, I beg you, Judge, watch you over me. Protect my soul from my enemies. Them want to see me, then them want to see the best of me. Them want me 6 foot deep down in the cemetery. Please me, I beg you, Judge, watch you over me. Protect my soul from my enemies. Them want to see me, then them want to see the best of me. Them want me 6 foot deep down in the cemetery.
I feel blessed, got good people in my life, but still I bear love, even though sometimes we fight. Sometimes, but me not change up, no. Me not change up, no. But me not change up, oh, no. Me not change up, no way.
Free. The Lord said, endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Let's hear it. Unity! 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 And we will not ever bow the knee or apologize. So at that, brothers, who's the king? Who's the king? Who's the king?
Yo, we go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes, worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 saying? What is you saying? Israel unite. Think it's a game, now we ain't playing, we here to fight. Can't run away, cause we've been called, this is our plight. Got the kingdom in sight. Pack on my Bible to build up disciples, the acts of the apostle, we back. Choosing the ministry over necessity, we got our people on track. Passport, nah, I need a new one, ain't got no more room to stamp. Exalt our voice, preach the kingdom till our lung collapse. I got so much to do, I got so much to prove. Taking my body, putting it under subjection, till eat them under my boot. Lay the target, cast it down, yeah. Angels got them in scope, raising up the 12 across the globe. Now your freedom revolt. The distance across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance.
Prophets, cover the smoke, you get a forest fire. Big preachers, you don't believe them, cause you know they liars. Process, you gotta trust the Proverbs 3 and 5 them. Precepts, line upon line upon line upon line, and I give it the best of me every single time with the finesse. See that I'm blessed, I look at the heaters and see that they stress. Teaching you cap like Mitchell and Ness, you better adjust. Find a script like it got it addressed. This the house of the Israelites. God sign, not Gemini. Outcast, no criminal. Big boy with the words. 3,000 proverbs. The South got something to say. See the truth, 4K. Soap and no, it's not Olay. Watch to make you clean. God talking sound serene. Purge the gold and crown the kings. Ain't no peace, you know what this means.
We go the distance across the waters. Teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide. This is redemption. Yeah. This is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption.
I told TV, yeah, you see me crossing waters, landing VP. We don't fear no plan to retreat. We cross land and sea to greet thee. We be in and out these cities, Jews on journeys, juking beatings, raised to the faith on time. We leasing landlord great, yeah, we ride on GP. We be in and out of traffic, then we gone. Government steady wondering what they did. Service, sealing service, what we own. Best believe the Father's head is here. Fear, Psalm 111 and 10. Gotta pray cause the day draw near. When he raised from the grave and them slaves don't slave, but until that day, small victories here. Like, yeah, we did that, but we not done, yeah, we won't get back. In that day, we gon' pop. So now we don't run. I die deep, not the one. Gotta grind, cause the time gon' come. When you feel your lie and he crack that sky, a lot of people gon' die when he block that sun. Christ said these heathens is nothing. Couldn't eat them on blast. I dare these demons to open fire hill.
Hold up, D.
Yeah, they all gon' see. Try to defy like pistons. I'm not missing. This my mission. Named the redemption, ain't playing no victory. Made me vicious.
We go the distance across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance.
Yeah, that purple be a problem, they don't like that. We don't turn the other cheek, yeah, we fight back. We keep the law, we teach the law, they don't like that. We waking up the 12 tribes, they don't like that. Hit the streets to bring it out, they don't like that. No cap, we ain't lying, we ain't fly, yeah. A roaring lion, crouching down, they don't like that. The tribe of Judah, watch us do this, we gon' fight back. Yeah, your pastor know we lying, talking about he know the scriptures like a butcher, so I keep a knife. I pull it out and cut him with his war time and spiritual. Praying for my son and them, praying for my aunties and my uncles and my cousin them, praying for my brother. We grew up on the west side, walking in the dark, sweating a blade with a flashlight, trying not to step on a needle or a crack pipe. Watching every step is like I'm walking on thin ice. Inhale, exhale, breathing out the breath of life. It's all we gon' keep. Yeah, I know that's what you don't like. Gotta hold it down, hold it line, keep my boots strapped, so I keep my boot on their neck like a necktie. Yeah, that purple be a problem, they don't like that. They don't turn the other cheek, yeah, we fight back. We keep the law, we teach the law, they don't like that. We waking up the 12 tribes, they don't like that.
whoa, well, I hit mine too, but I hit mine a little bit different. Destruction on these nations, and I guarantee all these hitters gon' get it. Hit a run, are you going to the track out? Don't televise so you know we getting blacked out. Getting saved ain't something you should ask about. Now watch the chariot back out. If you wanna go to war, I'm with it. Got my garment fitted. I'm on the floor, I hit it. I'm an Israelite, they get it. Wanna go to war, with it. Got my garment fitted. I'm on the floor, I hit it. I'm an Israelite, they get it.
And shit, yo. Yeah, that man got a hold of them things. Yo, make sure y'all get his bones.
If it's too much for you, I advise you to stay home, man. Go and grab you a hobby. Chemo, sabi, friends, check copies. Spirit up, golly, heathen chosen, the Bali. Wait. Why am I even run it back? I don't know. Man, it's a million ways I can flip that. Still be acting like that I need that. Temptation, I don't need that. What you throwing up really mean feedback. Trying to get the kingdom, man. Tell me where the keys at. Cut him Joseph, spit him like Moses. Oh, Pharaoh, leave. Look at his poses, give him no roses. Osmosis, let me breathe. Penny on the dollar, heathen with a collar. I went out father, you an imposter. Burn your kava, sending your father. Praise to the Abba, running back lobby. You can run or you going to the track out. Don't televise so you know we getting backed out. Getting saved ain't something you should ask about. And watch the chariot back out. If you don't try to go to war, I'm with it. Got my garment fitted. I'm on the floor, I hit it. I'm an Israelite, they get it. Wanna go to war, with it. Got my garment fitted. I'm on the floor, I hit it. I'm an Israelite, they get it.
Ready, let me know. Stop. What's up? Yeah.
Waters. Without work, show me what it's worth. In tribulations and trepidations, we phone it home. He send the angels, they keep us cool when the heat is on. So while the heathen competing, we take the iron throne. He'll come and tread upon their land like a firestone.
Count me out, go and say whatever you want. Oh, yeah. But you know we gotta keep the thing going. You know it. You know it. We be on the road. Everybody knows. We doing it right. Yeah, we be on the road. Everybody knows. That's how we know it. We've been on the road for the longest. Foxes have holes, birds are on this. Why you asking me about your stupid little money? I don't know your money. Oh yeah. Do you believe it? Do you believe in me? If you believe, then leave and go feed the sheep. Take it from me. If you just believe, you can move mountains far away. So go, yeah, go, yeah, go, yeah. Oh yeah, go yeah. My people gonna save me. 5,000 miles away from me. Lost and confused, I'm saying you'll be going, stand for me. Go.
So we not take no long talk from the dogs. Cause man I raving in wolves. Chief officer sound the alarm. Sound it. Cause man I raving in. Man I raving. Listen we not take no talk from the dogs. You man. Cause man I raving in wolves. Chief wolf officer sound the alarm. Sound it dog. Cause man I rave. Man I raving. You fi know man I raving. Man I raving. Raving man I raving. You fi know man I raving. Man I raving. Raving man I raving. You fi know raving man I raving. Many are off, you getting saving. You know, say man, I been straight from the basement. Money upon the mission, and we concentrating, trading. When we touch the road, no hesitating. Everything catch a fire when we hit the pavement. Me see them a plot, them a meditating.
Yo, I'm on, I'm live. Okay. All praises, man, all praises. Yo, Israel, how you all doing, man? You all tuning into another week of the Raven and Wolves radio show,
Raven and Wolves.
Ravening, you know, where we raven like wolves. You understand? The scripture said, Benjamin shall raven as a wolf.
Bro.
I hope everybody doing good on this Sunday afternoon. Okay, today we gonna be ravening, man. Today I feel like going into some prophecies, yo. You understand? So we gonna be ravening on the Raven and Wolves show today. Okay, so bam. The name of the topic that I'm gonna touch on today, Israel, is the global reset. The global reset. Okay, as I said, I'm in the mood to prophesy today. Okay, so hey, you all ain't saw me for a couple weeks. As I said, anytime I'm in tongue or anytime I could do the show, I'm gonna make sure I'm here and do it, you know. Last week Week before last week, I was at a wedding. A lot of you all, and most likely you all saw me there hosting the wedding. Right. You know, me and Deacon Laba. Shout out to Deacon Laba. You know what I mean? So, shout out to that brother Gabriel and his wife that got married. Okay? So, when I ain't got to do a marriage or I ain't got to got an event I got to go to on Sunday. And I tell you, a lot of them things be coming up, man.
Yeah, it's always something.
For real. Last week we was in Philly. Last week, Sunday, we had Royal Duo. They were performing in Philly, so I was out there supporting them, you know what I mean?
Right.
All praises to the Most High. They came through and they did their thing in Philly. Right. Royal Duo. And I was able to meet some brothers and sisters from other camps too that came through also to support that brother and that sister. So all praises for that, man. Last week Sunday was baby making Sunday.
Baby making Sunday.
Man, but we had a good time, man. All praises. All praise to the Most High. So, as I said, today I feel like prophesying, man. I'm going to go into the global reset. This most likely going to be a two-part lesson. It's going to be 2 parts.
Right.
I'm going to touch on this part. I just, the things that's on my spirit right now, and then I'm going to touch on some other stuff in more in depth another time, So, as I want to touch on, first thing I want to touch on first is go to Daniel 7:25. No, first pull up that article concerning daylight saving time. Daylight saving time is I think is the first or second article.
All right.
Okay, so a lot of you brothers and sisters, you all know about daylight saving time. It's when the government they carry the time backwards and they carry the time forward. Okay, and they call it daylight saving time. Okay, for those of you all that didn't know, I think last night was daylight saving time. Where they carry the clock forward. I was there chilling in the school. I'm like, I look at the time. I'm like, damn, it's so late. It's 3 o'clock. Get to find out they carry the time forward, man. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? So I want you all to see this. Read that article.
All right. U.S. Senate approves bill to make daylight savings time permanent.
So they are about to make daylight saving time permanent. Okay, so you see how the clock went forward? They're going to leave it like that. They ain't going to carry it back no more. Okay, read.
Washington, March 15. Reuters. The U.S. Senate on Tuesday passed legislation that will make daylight saving time permanent starting in 2023. Ending the twice annual changing of clocks in a move promoted by supporters advocating brighter afternoons and more economic activity.
So they want the day to last longer. They add an extra hour to the day. That's what Esau did. Okay, they want the day to last longer. Okay, keep on playing.
The Senate approved the measure called the Sunshine Protection Act anonymously by voice vote. The House of Representatives.
So it's called Sunshine Protection Act. That's what it's called. Okay, they carry the time forward and it's going to stay 1 hour ahead from now on. It's not going to change. They ain't carrying it back. Okay, keep on reading.
The House of Representatives, which has held a committee hearing on the matter, must still pass the bill before it can go to the President Joe Biden to sign.
So the bill is passed already. Okay, the bill is passed already. This article that I'm reading was from last year. Okay, keep on reading.
The White House has not said whether Biden supports it. A spokesman for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi declined to say if she support the measure, but said she was reviewing it closely. Senator Marco Rubio, one of the bill's sponsors, said supporters agreed the change would not take place until November 2023, after input from airlines and broadcasters.
Okay, so that's what they're trying to do. Okay, they're trying to, the time have moved forward and they might leave it forward. This might be the last time jump forward. No, what we just read there, which part in the Bible can we find that? Is that written in the Bible? Does the Bible talk about the Caucasian race, the so-called white man changing the time, carrying it forward and backward? Does the Bible speaks about that? Yes, it does. Which part? Daniel 7:25. Get that and read that for me.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
To speak great words against the Most High is to do things against God. So it says that this beast, this is the fourth beast, which is the so-called white man, the Caucasian race, the Bible says that they will speak great words against the Most High. Read on.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
And they wore out the saints of the Most High. How? In slavery. The saints of the Most High is the 12 tribes of Israel. Read on.
And think to change times and laws.
And what?
And think to change times and laws.
And what?
And think to change times and laws.
So the Bible says that the Caucasian race, the fourth beast on the earth, they will change time and they will change laws. Okay, what when it says they change time, what have they done?
Right.
They have changed time, they carry time forward, all right, and they bring and they are hour forward and they carry time an hour backwards. You understand? That's what they do. They call it daylight saving time. Right. Okay, that's prophecy that you're reading right there, and it was fulfilled. Okay, when they did that. Okay, so it says that they will what? Read it again.
And think to change times and laws.
They're going to change times and laws. Okay? Now, they also changed the Sabbath from being on Saturday to Sunday. They changed the new moon from being when the moon is bright to when the moon is dark. You understand? It's a lot of times that Esau have changed. He's manipulating time. Yeah, they say the day start at 12 in the night. Okay, that's what they say. That's the beginning of the day. Okay, so the so-called white man is doing things against God. Right. Okay, the fourth beast that we read about in Daniel here, they are against God. They're trying to change time and laws. The laws they are trying to change is the laws of God. Okay, like such as what? That homosexuality, which is a law of God, they're saying that's legal. Okay. All right, the Sabbath day, they change it. Okay, so they are changing times and laws. This is a prophecy that's written, and it came to pass, and we're seeing it coming to pass, taking place before our eyes. Right. Okay, so read that one more time again.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
And think to change times and laws. So that's the prophecy, brothers and sisters. That's the prophecy right there. That's daylight saving time. Okay? So now, let me get into the topic. As I said, the topic I'm going in today is the global reset. The global reset. You know, the so-called, the media or society, they call it the Great Reset. Okay, I'm calling it the global reset. Okay, now I'm going to touch on some things concerning the global reset or the new world order, whatever term you want to call it. Okay, now I want you all to understand something. In order for there to be a global reset, there must be a global disaster. I want you all to understand that. Listen to me clearly. In order for there to be a global reset, there must be a global disaster. Okay? Now, the first global reset took place in the 1940s. And I'm going to touch on that with you all. The first global reset took place in the 1940s, going all the way up to the 1950. Okay, and I'm going to touch on it with you all, what I'm going into. Now, in these last days that we are living in, a global reset is about to take place. Okay, and what they are using to institute that global reset is the coronavirus, what took place in 2020. They are using that to institute a new world order or a global reset. You understand? You all pay attention to what's going on. Okay, and if the coronavirus does not work, if they cannot use that disaster, they are going to force another disaster on the world global economy. You understand? And what I see they might do, they might collapse the world economic order. You understand? That's what I see they are trying to do. They are trying to create a global recession. Okay? That's what I see the elite in society is trying to do. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the scriptures and I'm going to show you all the global reset. Okay? I'm going to show you all what they did with one of the first global reset in the 19th century. And I'm going to show you all what they are planning to do with the new global reset or the new world order, which is going to take place soon. Okay, it could be a year, 2 years from now, 3, 4 years, but it's going to take place soon. Okay? Why? Because the Bible prophesied. Right. Yo, so remember, there is no global reset without a global disaster. So now, the biggest global disaster that took place in the 19th century was what? World War II. World War II. That was the biggest global disaster that took place in the 19th century. You had over 80 million people die in World War II. Okay? And that global disaster that took place was used to set up a new global order on the earth. Okay? That's what I'm going to get into. The new global order that was set up on the earth. Okay? All right? And that took place, the new global order that was set up, it took place in 1940, going all the way up to 1950. Okay? That new global order. And we are living in that new global order that was set up from 1940 to 1950. We are living in that new global order. But what they are trying to do, they are trying to re-strengthen and restructure that global order that they set up in 1940 to 1950. Okay? So let's get into it, man. Now, y'all might say, what Deacon talking about? Bring it out, let's go into Revelation. Let's go into John the Revelator. I tell you all, I feel like prophesying today, you know.
Bring it out, D.
Yeah. Feel like ravening like a wolf. Oh! Go to Revelation 17 and 1.
Okay, the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore.
I'm going to show you the destruction of that hoe, that nasty, filthy hoe. Read on.
That sitteth upon many waters.
That sitteth upon many waters. The many waters that she sitteth upon is the many nations. Okay? She sitteth upon many waters, meaning she's ruling over many nations. Okay? Is another breakdown for that, but I ain't gonna go into it. Keep on reading.
Verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
So this hoe is committing fornication with the kings of the nations. Okay? This harlot, this hoe. Who is this hoe talking about? Who is this harlot talking about? That is sitting upon all these nations. Okay, I'm going to let you all know this harlot or this hoe that the nations is committing fornication with and is sitting upon all nations is talking about the United States of America. That's that harlot. That's that hoe. You understand? That is that great hoe. Okay? Keep on reading. I need no bumps for that. Keep on reading.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
So all the kings of the earth is in bed with America, committing fornication with America. Read on.
And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
And all the inhabitants of the earth is made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Meaning the inhabitants of the earth is taking part in the politics, in the corruption, in the evil and the sins of America. Yep. Okay, that I remember what I said. That great whore is America. That we read about in Revelation 17. That great whore, that nasty, filthy whore is America. Okay, read on.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast.
I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. Read on.
Full of names of blasphemy.
This woman is full of names of blasphemies. All kind of lies coming from this hoe. This hoe is she ain't just filthy, but she a lying hoe. You understand? Yeah. She full of blasphemies. Lies against God. Read on.
Full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
So the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The 7 heads is the 7. Can you pull that up if you could find it? The 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads and the 10 horns is the 7 major Edomites empire that rose up and ruled the earth. I want you all to listen to me clearly. The 7 heads is the 7 major Edomite empire that rose up and ruled the earth. The 10 horns is the European Union. Okay? Why it says 10 horns? Because when the European Union started off, in the beginning, it started with 10 horns. Okay? It started with 10 nations. Okay? So this is the 7 heads right here. You had Greece, France, Russia, Great Britain, Rome, Spain, and Germany. Those are the 7 major European nations that rose up into power on this earth. Right. Okay, the 7 most powerful Caucasian nations that rose up into power on this earth. Keep on, let me see the 10 horns. Okay, so that's the 7 heads. So it says that this harlot, this nasty hoe, she gonna be sitting up on 7 heads and 10 horns. You know what I mean? She gonna be sitting up on 7 heads and 10 horns. You know? So this is the 10 horns right here.
Right. Greece, France, Luxembourg, United Kingdom, Ireland, Belgium, Italy, Netherlands, Germany, and Denmark.
So that's the 10 common market. Okay, today is over 20-something or 28 or even more. Right. Okay? Yep. As time went on, a lot of other Caucasian races joined the European Union, the 10 common market. Okay, so it's not just 10 no more. Okay, so read it again.
All right. So he carried me away in the spirit in the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads.
So the scarlet beast is that 4th beast that you read about in Daniel. Having 7 heads, read on.
And 10 horns.
And 10 horns. That body of that beast represents the whole nation of Edom, their whole government structure from the inception all up to today. Okay? Read on.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
So this woman is rich. Okay? She decked out. She looking good. Okay? Read on.
And decked with gold.
And she got gold. Read on.
And precious stones.
Read on.
And pearls, having a golden cup in her hand.
And she got a golden cup in her hand. Read on.
Full of abominations.
And in that cup that she's given the nations to drink of is full of abominations. Abominations like what? Abomination, the Bible says what? If a man lay down with another man, that's an abomination. Guess who passed laws saying that that's okay and is going to other nations, going to Jamaica, going to Africa and these other nations and say, if you all need help or you all need assistance or aid,
right,
you all need international aid or so forth, you have to accept homosexuality, you have to accept our agenda and our policies. You understand? So all nations is supporting America policies and the sins that America is pushing for what? For foreign aid and so forth. Okay, so all nations is drinking of that cup of the filth that America is pushing on this earth. As I said, America is that hoe. She is that nasty, filthy hoe that John the Revelator speak about. Okay, read on.
Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations,
read on,
and filthiness,
read on,
of her fornication.
Read on.
And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great.
So upon her forehead, there was a name written. It says that name is Mystery, Babylon the Great. Why is it a mystery? Why does it say mystery? Because a lot of you brothers and sisters, you all don't know that this place is mystery, is Babylon. This is Babylon here. When we read about Babylon in the scripture, not ancient Babylon, but this is the new Babylon. You understand? But it's a mystery to a lot of you all that America is that harlot, is Babylon. That's why it says on her forehead, it was written, Mystery Babylon the Great. Because a lot of you all think that this place is the land of opportunity. You all think America is so perfect. The street is paved with gold. America is the land of the free. God bless America. A lot of our people think that way. There is no greater place on the earth than America. And they write about that. You know, because we just read that she was decked with gold and silver. And so this place is rich.
Right.
But with the richness that this place offer and the wealth that this place offer, she also offer abominations.
Right.
You understand? She also offer lies. She also hate God. And all of these things comes with what in getting the riches here in America. Okay? So read on.
Verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great.
It's not a mystery to us who is America in the Bible. We could show you America in the Bible. The prophets of God and those Israelites that wake up, it's not a mystery to us who Mystery Babylon is.
Right.
Or who America is, or what role America plays in the Bible. It's a mystery for those of you brothers and sisters that's asleep. Okay, read on.
The mother of harlots.
She is the mother of harlots. She's a madam. You know, the madam is the one, the head, you know, she control all the hoes. The madam is the one that control all the hoes. She's the mother of harlots. Read on.
And abominations of the earth.
And she create all the abominations on the earth. You understand? Most of the abominations on the earth come from America. Okay? Come from her and the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Okay? Abomination like what? They just changed time last night.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The homosexual sexual laws that push throughout the earth in the West Indies, these policies and philosophies is all enforced by America.
Right. Yep. America and the 10 horns. You know, keep on reading.
Okay, verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
And the woman was drunken with the blood of the saints. Meaning, this woman did a lot of killing of the saints.
Right.
Okay, when did this happen? This happened when in the inception of America. Okay, in order for America to become America, okay, they had to kill the North American Indians. They wiped them out. You know, they had to kill the Mexicans. You understand? And then they brought the slaves over here, and they was lynching us and all, and hanging us, and you understand what I'm saying? And burning us and all of that stuff. So inside America is found the blood of the saints. Who is the saints? The saints is the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
The people that America conquer in order to get this land. You feel what I'm saying? Read on.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
Read on.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus.
And in the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. Why? Because in these last days, a lot of us is going to stand up and teach this Bible.
Right.
Thus says the Lord.
That's right.
And the government is going to come against us and they will kill us.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? In the last days, a lot of us, some of us is going to be martyrs here in Mystery Babylon the Great.
Right.
Standing up for our God and our King.
Right.
And teaching thus says the Lord. Okay, read it again.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus.
Inside in America, there's going to be a lot of blood of our people, of the prophets. Those of us that wake up today learning this gospel, Some of us is going to die here in America teaching this gospel. Okay, that's what it means when it says in her was found the blood of the martyrs. The martyrs is you giving your life for your God and your king. You understand? Read.
And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Like, damn. Read on.
And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman.
I'm going to tell you the mystery of that hoe right there. I'm going to tell you who is that hoe. You know, so now, the same way how the angel broke it down to John the Revelator, I'm about to break down to you all the mystery of that hoe.
Bring it out.
Who is that hoe right there? Read on.
I will tell thee of the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her.
And the beast that carrieth her. Read on.
Which have the 7 heads and 10 horns.
The 7 heads and 10 horns. Read on.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. Meaning that beast, the bottomless pit is talking about Europe. Okay, that's where the Caucasian race came from. You understand? That when they came back into power, they came from Europe. Okay, read on.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition.
And go into perdition meaning destruction. You know what I mean? Because Christ is going to return and he's going to destroy them. Read on.
And they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose names were not written in the book of life.
So if your name is not written in the book of life, you're going to wander after that beast. You're going to worship the white man. You're going to worship Christianity. You're going to love America. You understand? You're going to love all the filth here in Mystery Babylon the Great. Why? Because your name ain't written in the book of the life of the Lamb. Those brothers and sisters that names are written is the brothers and sisters that are going to repent and come out of the lies and the philosophies of America.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. When they behold the beast that was and is not.
So this beast was and is not. What it mean this beast was and is not? It was, but it's not. It's talking about what? It's talking about Rome. Rome was the beginning of this beast.
Can we get some bombs, please, man? Some bombs.
Rome was the beginning of this beast. Okay?
Right.
The beast that was and is not. Because America, this is you know, they said America set up they got the Senate House, they set up everything like ancient Rome. Yep. You understand? Yep. Keep on reading.
The beast that was and is not and yet is.
And yet is, meaning it's Rome. Rome was existing at that time. Read on.
And here's the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains.
7 mountains. These is the 7 major mountains that came out of the nation of Edom. Okay, read on.
On which the woman sitteth.
Read on.
And there are 7 kings.
Read on.
5 are fallen.
Read on.
And 1 is, and the other is not yet come.
I ain't gonna break that down, you know. Okay, keep on reading.
And when he cometh, he must continue a short space.
And when he cometh, he shall continue a short space. Okay, read on.
And the beast that was and is not.
And the beast that was and is not. Listen.
Even he,
that beast that was and is not. Read on.
Even he
is the 8th. Is the 8th. You understand? Who is the he that's the 8th? The he that's the 8th, it's talking about America. America is that 8th head. You know? When you put up the 7 heads, America is that 8th head, the 8th superpower that rose up and ruled this earth. Okay, that's why it says what it says. And America came from where?
Right.
Keep on reading.
And even he is the 8th and is of the 7th.
And is of the 7th. The 7th is talking about Great Britain. Right. Because America, they fought Great Britain for their independence. America came from Great Britain. Right. You all understand? That's why it said that it's of the 7th. Read it again one more time.
And the beast that was
and And the beast that was.
And is not.
And is not as yet.
Even he is the 8th.
Even he, when he come, he gonna be the 8th. So it's not really 7 heads. We got to put 8 heads up there from now on. Because America is the 8th head.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes,
is the 8th, read on.
And is of the 7.
And is of the 7. Letting you know that America, you all know how this country came into power. The people, they came from Britain. They came from over there. The pilgrims and so forth, they came from Britain and they settled here in the United States of America. Then they fought Britain for their independence. Right. You all understand? So that's what it means when it says, and is of the 7th. Okay? So the same way how the angel showing Daniel, he said, I'm going to tell you who that hoe is. I'm letting you all know who that hoe is, who that woman is. That woman is talking about America. Okay, read on.
And goeth into perdition.
And America is going to go into destruction. That's the prophecy. America will be destroyed. You know, read on.
Verse 12. And the 10 horns.
And the 10 horns.
Which thou sawest.
Which we saw. The 10 horns are the 10 common markets. Read on.
Are 10 kings.
10 nations. Read on.
Which have received no kingdom as yet.
At that time, they was not ruling in the time of John the Revelator. Okay, read on.
But receive power as kings.
But when that 8th head is set up, they're going to start ruling with that 8th head. That's what it mean. That's what it mean by what it is saying here. Read it again one more time.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings.
Read on.
Which have received no kingdom as yet.
Read on.
But receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
So it says that they going to receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. Meaning the 8th head and these 10 horns, they going to be ruling the earth for a time. Okay, that's what that means. When did that time begin? I'm going to go into that. But keep on reading.
Verse 13. These have one mind.
It says these have what?
One mind.
They have one mind. Okay, the 8 heads and the 10 horns, they have one mind. Okay, America, France, Spain, the whole European Union, they all have one thing in common and they all have one mind. Okay, read on.
And shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
And they gave their power to America. You understand? Read on.
These shall make war with the Lamb.
And these same nations gonna make war with Christ. You all understand? These same nations, the European nations, they will make war with our king when he returns. Read on.
And the Lamb shall overcome them.
And Christ is going to destroy them.
That's right.
They're going to be destroyed. Right. The point I want out of there, I went over all of that, right? I went over all of that to get certain key points. Because remember what I'm touching on. I'm going over the global reset. Okay? When did the first global reset took place in the 19th century? Remember what I said. A global reset, they usually use a big disaster, global disaster, they use to set up global reset or great reset. Okay? And the global reset, that the disaster that they used was World War II. World War II, the beast, they used World War II to establish themselves as America became the superpower on the earth. The Caucasians race ruling became the superpower on the earth after World War II. So the point I want out of this is that verse again. Read that from verse 12 again.
Verse 12. And the 10 horns.
So remember what he's explaining. He's explaining who is America. Who is that hoe? You understand? So read it again.
And the 10 horns.
The 10 horns, read on.
Which thou sawest.
Which you saw.
Are 10 kings.
Read on.
Which have received no kingdom as yet.
Read on.
But receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
So they going to receive power 1 hour with the beast, with America. Read on.
These have one mind.
They have one mind.
And shall give their power.
And they will give their power.
And strength
unto
the beast,
unto America. So when did this take place? When did this take place? As I be telling you, brothers and sisters, prophecy is history.
Right.
Y'all understand? Prophecy, once it is fulfilled, it becomes history. Okay? So now we got to go into history and see what is John the Revelator talking about here. Okay, we established the point showing that whole is America. You understand? So what does it mean when it says that they shall give their power unto America, unto the beast, and they all have one mind? What is that going into? When did this happen in history? I'm going to tell you all. As I said, it happened in the 1940s. So let's go and let's prove that. No. I want you to, what verse you read to?
That was verse 13.
All right. I want you to pull up, let me see, the Bretton Woods Agreement. I'm going to show you all when this happened. Okay, the Bretton Woods Agreement. Hold on, I'm going to tell you exactly what it says. Okay, the official United States Development Bank. Oh, no, not that. Okay, how they become the world superpower, economic superpower. Hold on, I sent a lot of videos here. How the U.S. became the world reserve currency. That right there. Yeah. Yeah. So find that and put it up. All right. So read that.
All right. How the U.S. dollar became the world's reserve currency.
Remember, the reason I'm going here to explain the global reset. I'm touching on the first global reset. The first global reset took place in 1940 all the way up to 1950. That's when the first global reset took place, or the Great Reset. Okay, we just read in Revelation 17, it says that they shall give them 10 horns, which is the EU, they will give their power to the beast, which is America, for a time, for 1 hour, meaning a time. And it says that they all have one mind. Okay, it's talking about the Caucasian nations over in Europe and America. Okay, they all have one mind. So I'm going to show you all when this was fulfilled. Okay, now read that for me.
Okay, the first U.S. dollar is one of the world's strongest currencies. It is the official currency of the United States as well as several other countries. Although it has a deep-rooted history in
All right, go down. Keep going down. Okay, keep going down. Keep going. Go all the way down. I'm going to tell you when to stop. Go all the way down. Bretton Woods Agreement.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah. Read from that paragraph?
Yeah, Bretton Woods.
The Bretton Woods Agreement.
So the Bretton Woods Agreement, we're going to see what this is talking about. I want you all to write that down, the Bretton Woods Agreement. Read that for me.
As it did in World War I, the U.S. entered World War II well after combat began. Before it entered the war, the United States served as the Allies' main supplier of weapons and other goods.
So they were supplying them with weapons, Europe with weapons and goods. Okay? Keep on reading.
Most countries...
Yo, you could take that off on the brethren.
Most countries paid in gold, making the U.S. the owner of the majority of the world's gold.
So the U.S. became the majority of the world's gold.
Right.
Okay? During World War II. Keep on reading.
Owner of the majority of the world's gold by the end of the war. This made a return to the gold standard impossible by the countries that depleted their reserves.
So they depleted, all countries depleted their gold reserves by financing World War II. Okay? A lot of their goods and their weapons, they bought it from America. Keep on reading. So America became real rich during World War II. Keep on reading.
Delegates from 44 allied countries met in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire in 1944.
So in 1944, you had how much? You had 44 allied countries. 44 allied, this is Europeans. They came together in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Okay, in 1944. Okay, read on.
In 1944, to come up with a system to manage foreign exchange.
So to come up with a system to manage foreign exchange
that would not disadvantage any country.
Read on.
The delegation decided that the world's currencies would no longer be linked to gold.
So they said they ain't linking their currency to gold no more. Read on.
But could be pegged to the U.S. That's because the greenback was itself linked to gold.
So at this point in time, the U.S. dollar was linked to gold. The U.S. dollar is not linked to gold anymore. Right. Okay, in 1971, I think it was unpegged from gold. Mm-hmm. You understand? But at this point, in 1944, okay, during the Bretton Woods conference, they trying to come up with a way to trade and so forth internationally, okay, without using the gold standard. So this is what they did.
The arrangement came to be known as the Bretton Woods Agreement.
The Bretton Woods Agreement. You all keep that in mind. Write that down. Read on.
It established the authority of central banks.
So it established the authority of central bank. Each country have a central bank. Okay, and that central bank is what's used to trade with other countries and so forth. Read on.
Which would maintain fixed exchange rates between their currency and the dollar.
And the dollar, read on.
In turn, the United States would redeem U.S. dollars for gold on demand. Countries had some degree of control over currencies in situations where the values of their own currencies became too weak or too strong relative to the dollar. They could buy or sell their currency to regulate the money supply.
Okay, so this, what we read in here is the Bretton Woods Conference. Okay, this was when they set up the IMF. You understand? The International Monetary Fund. Okay, they set that up. Okay, and this is where they start trading with the US dollar. They no longer was trading with gold. You understand? All the nations, all these 44 nations, all the nations, they said, we're going to trade with the US dollar. The US dollar became the new gold. You understand? So in them doing that, the United States of America, what did they did? They did what? They gave they what? They gave they what? They gave they what? They gave their power to America. You understand? Because in World War II, they depleted all their gold. Europe was bankrupt. Europe, they had no money. Their economy was devastated. America was one of the only economy that was still strong. So they said in the Bretton Woods Conference, they said, listen, we are going to peg our money to the American dollar because the American dollar is the strongest and America got the most gold. Okay? So in them doing that, America became the world economic superpower. America became the richest country on the planet. You all understand? Okay? So, keep on reading. Let's read some more.
The U.S. dollar becomes the world reserve currency. The U.S. dollar was officially crowned the world's reserve currency and was backed by the world's largest gold reserve thanks to the Bretton Woods Agreement.
So the Bretton Woods Agreement, they set up the U.S., the United States, as being the world official currency. And everybody on the earth, they did what? They trade with the U.S. dollar. Y'all understand? So I'm showing you all what took place. You understand? Okay, so now go back and read that in Revelation.
Revelation chapter 17, verse 12. And the 10 horns.
And the European nations.
Which thou sawest.
Which you saw, read on.
Are 10 kings.
Are 10 nations, read on.
Which have received no kingdom as yet.
Read on.
But received power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
So they receive power 1 hour with the beast. Okay? Meaning with America, with that whole system. Read on.
These have one mind.
The European nations and the 7 heads, they are, and the 8 heads, which is America is the 8th, they all have one mind. Read on.
And shall give their power.
And they shall give their power.
And strength.
Unto
the beast.
Unto that hoe. Y'all understand? So what we're reading here, this is when they gave their economic strength and power to America. How did they do that? They did that by trading with the U.S. dollar. They did that by making the U.S. dollar the world's most powerfulest dollar, the world's most powerfulest money, making the whole world trade through the U.S. dollar. Y'all understand? So that's what they did. They gave their power unto the beast. They gave their power unto America. Okay, so bam. That's how America became the world economic superpower, right? Now, some things I want to show you all concerning that also. America becoming the world economic superpower. Okay? So I want you all to write this down. The Bretton Woods Agreement. It was formed in 1944. Okay? That's when America became the world superpower. Europe gave their power to America. Y'all understand? They gave their power to America. They formed the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. You understand? And all nations agreed to trade with the U.S. dollar. Okay, that happened in July the 1st, 1944. Okay. Now, concerning that also, let me see. What else I want to pull out of that? They became the... Okay, so check it. There's some more stuff I want to add to that also, before I move on to something else that happened in the 1940s. Now, I want you to pull up the petrodollar. The petrodollar.
The simple...
Okay, you could play. What are the petrodollars? So play that for me.
The simple definition of a petrodollar is the revenue from oil in mainly Middle Eastern countries, a revenue that is denominated in US dollars, not the currency of the countries where the oil comes from. All those nations that export their oil must sell it.
Before we go there, I want pull up. I sent a video with Nixon. Nixon ends the U.S. dollar 50 years ago. Oh yeah, Nixon. Richard Nixon and the U.S. dollar. I want you to pull that up. I want you all to see some. So we understand that the U.S. they had gold back in the U.S. dollar. They got all the gold from all the countries that was warring with each other in Europe. They was buying weapons from the U.S. and goods and so forth. And the U.S. got rich. Took all their gold. Europe had no gold no more after World War II. So they said, listen, we're going to give America the power. We're going to use the American dollar to trade because America have the most powerful dollar. Okay, so now I want you to pull up that one with Nixon. First, I'm going to show you all how America became the economic superpower. and how they retain being the world's economic superpower. Now play that with Nixon.
Strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy. And the American economy is by far the strongest in the world. Accordingly, I have directed the Secretary. So
he said the strength of the U.S. dollar is not based on gold, it's based on the U.S. economy. Okay, why is he making this speech? In 1970, you know, the nations and them, the European nations, they were complaining. They say America don't got all that gold, and America keep giving us trillions and billions of dollars, and we know you ain't got that amount of gold. So they're like, listen, man, what's going on? Then a couple of the nations and them saying, you know what? We want gold for our money. You know, instead of giving us dollars, give us gold. You say you got the gold, give us gold, because the U.S. dollar was backed by gold. But they ain't had enough gold to back the amount of money that they was printing and putting out. Yep. Okay? So because of that, Nixon said this in 1971. I'm showing you all how Nixon reaffirmed and maintained the world dominancy when it comes to the U.S. dollar. Keep playing. Play it from the beginning. Go back and play it from the beginning.
The strength of a nation's currency is based on the strength of that nation's economy. And the American economy is by far the strongest in the world. Accordingly, I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets, except in amounts and conditions determined to be in the interest of monetary stability and in the best interest of the United States. Now, what is this action, which is very technical, what does it mean for you? Let me lay to rest the bugaboo of what is called devaluation. If you want to buy a foreign car or take a trip abroad, market conditions may cause your dollar to buy slightly less. But if you are among the overwhelming majority of Americans who buy American-made products in America, your dollar will be worth just as much tomorrow as it is today. The effect of this action, in other words, will be to stabilize the dollar.
Okay, so what he did, he took the gold standard off of the dollar. So, like, and in him doing that, it created fiat money. If you all don't know what fiat money is basically is a currency with nothing back in it. It's like, I say this pen is money, and we paying each other with pen now. You know what I mean? Or I get a piece of paper and I write my name on it, Malachi, and I said this paper with my name is money. You understand? But it's nothing behind that paper to back the value or to substantiate that paper that I give you worth anything. The U.S. dollar is worth nothing, brothers and sisters. You understand? It's worth nothing. It's garbage. It does not have gold back in it. When did this took place? This took place in 1971. Okay? So the strength of the U.S. dollar is based on the economy of the U.S. You all keep that in mind. Remember that. So if the economy fall, what's going to happen? The value of the dollar going to fall. What's going to happen to all these nations that using the U.S. dollar to trade? What's going to happen? I want you all to see what's going on. I want you all to peep game. I want you all, don't be clueless. Fire! If Nixon said in 1971, the U.S. dollar is backed by its economy. If the economy go into a recession, what's going to happen? That recession is going to affect the whole world. Well, except for Russia. Except for Russia, you know what I mean? But that is going to affect the whole world. If America go into a recession or the American dollar fail, it's going to affect the whole world. But let me tell you all something. It's going to happen. The American dollar is going to fall, but not for long. You know, not for long, but it's going to collapse.
Hey, Deacon, it already started already. I seen one bunch of video people talking about eggs, how expensive eggs.
Yeah, man, eggs is expensive as hell, man.
Eggs is
that's inflation. Yeah, you know, a bunch of things going up in prices because the more money you print, the more fiat money you print, it carry up inflation. Right. So everything is becoming more expensive and more expensive. So that's why you got the central banks and you got the federal bank trying to regulate and trying to carry down inflation, you know, by raising points. And, you know, I be watching them start like, yo, they manipulating the whole banks and financial system. Okay? But so from there, I want you all pay attention. Pay attention. The US dollar is backed by the US economy. It's not backed by anything valuable like gold or silver or rubies. You understand? Meaning they just print money. They just print paper that's no value. Okay? Yep. So what I want you all to see now, you know, so Nixon said this in 1971 to reaffirm the strength of the US dollar. That's what he did. You understand? Because after they came in, after the United States became the world dominance when it comes to economic power, meaning their money, they had to reaffirm and keep that dominance. Okay, so now I want you to go to the video, the other video I told you to play, petrodollar. So what they did, first and foremost, they took the gold standard from their dollar. So they could say how much their money would to keep that, to keep the world's supremacy or world dominancy when it comes to the US dollar. They removed the gold standard from backing it. Now, what else they did? Play that video for me. As I said, I'm gotta do a part 2 on this, man.
The simple definition of a petrodollar is the revenue from oil in mainly Middle Eastern countries, a revenue that is denominated in US dollars, not the currency of the countries where the oil comes from. All those nations that export their oil must sell it in dollars. So if the dollar loses value, so does their oil.
Pause.
But countries also
Pause. Yeah. So what they did also, what the U.S. government did, I tell you, these people is smart. Yo, they like, yo.
Very crafty, Deacon.
They very crafty. So what they did, to keep the U.S. dollar being powerful or valuable or dominant in the world, all these Arab countries that have gold, the U.S. say, listen, you're going to trade your gold with US dollar. I hear me a gold. You're going to trade your oil with US dollar. All these countries that have oil, the US make it where Saudi Arabia, they have to trade and sell their oil with the US dollar. And it's trillions and billions of dollars that they be making a year off of the oil. So in them doing that, it keep the US dollar as being dominant in the world. You understand? That's what it does when they trade with when they sell oil, when people buy and sell the oil with the US dollar. Even Europe, if Europe want to buy oil from Saudi Arabia, they cannot use European money. They got to use the US dollar. So does that keep the US dollar valuable? That keep the US dollar strong? You understand? Okay, I'm going to show you all what's taking place. Okay, so keep playing.
Countries where the oil comes from. All those nations that export.
Hold on. What I want you all to know, America went to war with Saudi Arabia. Okay, America went to war with Saudi Arabia and forced them to trade and sell their oil in US dollar. You understand? America went to war with them and they came up with an agreement. I forget what year that was, but they came up with an agreement where America is going to supply Saudi Arabia with weapons and Saudi Arabia going to keep trading in the US dollar. Okay? America literally went to war with Saudi Arabia. America said, yo, we're going to destroy you all if you all don't trade with the US dollar. So America, after 1971, after they took off the gold standards, they put other things in place to keep the US dollar strong, to keep the US dollar as being dominant in the world, on this earth. Okay? So, keep on playing.
dollars. So if the dollar loses value, so does their oil. But countries also peg their real currency to the dollar. That means fixing their currency.
Pause. So the countries and them also peg their currency to the US dollar. All the other countries, that's what they do. Okay, in them doing that, they keep the US dollar is strong. In them pegging their currency to the US dollar. Okay? Keep on playing.
With the dollar. So if the dollar fluctuates, so does their currency. If the dollar value lowers, so do the goods and services of that country. This ensures those countries don't experience wild swings in inflation or deflation. So what exactly is the relation between petrodollars and real dollars? Welcome to this episode of the Infographic Show, how petrodollars affect the US dollar. We're told that the beginnings of this petrodollar system was in 1944 at the Bretton Woods Conference.
Yo,
this
hear that?
Was one of the
Pause. The beginning of the U.S. being the world superpower, that's when it began. Right. The world economic superpower was in 1944. Okay? Keep on reading. Right during World War II. Read on.
Events of the 20th century, because it's when it was agreed that the new global currency would be the US dollar. America would be the only country that could print this currency. This is when we saw the formation of both the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. As always, the website The Balance gives a very detailed account of what this would mean. The Balance explains if a country's currency value became too weak relative to the dollar, the bank would buy up its currency in foreign exchange markets. That would lower the currency's supply and raise its price. If the currency became too high, the bank would print more. That would increase the supply and lower its price. 43 countries signed up in an effort to rebuild the world after a devastating world war.
Pause. The countries, it says 44 countries came together and agreed to how, and they set that up and they were trying to do what? Reshape the world, rebuild the world after World War II. Y'all understand? As I tell you, after that disaster in World War II, after World War II, that's when the first global reset took place, when there was reshaping things and worldviews and power structure and so forth. Okay, keep on playing.
With each other in terms of trade. The Bretton Woods website tells us it was felt by the leaders of the Allied countries, particularly the US and Britain, that a multilateral framework was needed to overcome the destabilizing effects of the previous global economic depression and trade battles. It ended anyway in 1971.
So there was economic instability after World War II and trade battles. You all see that happening today? That's happening today. Okay, that's why I tell you all something's going to happen. Something very crazy is going to happen. Keep on reading. Keep on playing.
When the U.S. suffered what is called stagflation, and that means a combination of inflation and recession. This had a negative effect on nations that belong to what is called the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries.
Pause.
Most of the member countries
so it says anytime the U.S. go into inflation and so forth, it start affecting all these other nations that use the US dollar to trade. Okay, keep on playing.
Middle East, with others being in Central America and Africa. Then in 1979, we got something called the U.S.-Saudi Arabian Joint Commission on Economic Cooperation. In that agreement, Saudi Arabia agreed to use American dollars for their oil transactions. These dollars would get back into America through contractors, and so they were what are called recycled petrodollars. This deal with Saudi Arabia was the start of this petrodollar. Was this good for the U.S.? Investopedia tells us the petrodollar system elevated the U.S. dollar to the world's reserve currency, and through this status, the United States enjoys persistent trade deficits and is a global economic hegemony.
Pause! Pause! So you all see that? So America, after America became the world economic superpower in 1944, during the Bretton Woods Convention. Okay, and they formed the Bretton Woods Agreement. They set up the IMF and all of that. In order to retain being the world economic superpower, they set up the petrodollar. In order to retain being the world economic superpower, they took the US dollar off of the gold standard. They did that in 1971. Okay, President Nixon did that. Okay, so I hope you all see what's going on. I want you all to pay attention. Okay. This goes back to Revelation 17 and 12. that they gave their power unto the beast. And they all have one mind. Okay? Who came up with this? America and the European nations. Okay? You ain't no African nations up inside here. No, keep on reading.
All right.
No, keep on playing.
World, the most in-demand resource is oil. It makes oil-rich countries very wealthy, and it's priced in dollars that makes the USA's currency the most dominant currency in the world. Some say this gives the USA something called exorbitant privilege, which means, according to Investopedia, the USA can perpetually finance its current account deficit by issuing dollar-denominated assets at very low rates of interest, as well as becoming a global economic hegemony. The USA can just print its own money, which is nice for the USA, as it can pay off its massive debt with that money. Imagine you were...
Pause. That's some gangster stuff right there. So America is the richest country in the world. Their money is not pegged to gold. Like, okay, I got $3 billion in gold, so that's how much my country would. No. They just print money, you know. Oh, Ukraine need $10 billion? Okay, print $10 billion and send it to Ukraine. You know, that's what they do. They create money out of nothing.
Yo, D. So they had think tanks and they said, yo, what's the world's most demanding commodity? That's oil. Let's peg the dollar to that. Not just that. Other countries got to peg their dollar to ours. So if ours depreciating value, there's depreciating value too, so they don't rise up above us.
Exactly.
That's some heavy stuff right there.
Yep. I'm telling you all, yo, I want you all to see all these people is rolling. This beast didn't become powerful being stupid. I hear people say the white man is stupid. You didn't know this man ain't stupid, yo. You know what I mean? You know, these people is, yo, they think decades down the line. Okay? So now, I want you all to see something. Now keep on playing that. How long again that got? I keep playing a little more.
Borrow and then just go to the money tree in the garden to pay off the debt. There are many critics of this system, with one economist writing, the amount of debt, leverage, deceit, corruption, and fraud in the economic markets, financial system, and in the energy industry are off the charts.
Pause.
Another bonus for the USA.
So they say the amount of fraud and all kind of thing going on in that whole economic industry, brothers and sisters, it says it's crazy. Understand, this whole established economic system, how it's set up, it's built on a bunch of fraud and so forth, man. And guess what's going to happen to it? It's going to collapse. And a great reset is going to take place. You understand? That's what's going to happen. And I'm going to touch on that. If not today, I'm going to touch on it, Lord's will, next time. You know? So from there, keep on playing.
Is that it can just buy its oil with its own products, which might mean massive construction contracts, expensive military planes, or technologically advanced tanks. Saying that, as we write this, Bloomberg is saying the dollar as reserve currency might be coming to an end, and the days of exorbitant privilege are fast running out. Why is that? We'll let Bloomberg explain. With the current U.S. administration policies of unilateralism, trade wars, and sanctions increasingly affecting both friends and foes, the question arises whether the rest of the world should diversify away from the risks of the U.S. dollar and dollar-centric finance.
Pause. So because America keeps sanctioning the nations and so forth, he says some nations is coming together now, and they said they're trying to get away from using the U.S. dollar. So in them doing that, in them not using the US dollar, what's going to happen to it? It's going to lose its value. Its value going to start decrease. And when that happens, I'm telling you all, it's a great recession going to take place here for a time. You know, until they put back, because America is not going to go through that too long, because they plan, they know what's coming. They know it's going to happen.
Yep.
You know, you got Russia, they put their money behind gold. Yep. You got China put their money behind gold, and a lot of them is trading, and they not used. You got Saudi Arabia say they ain't trading with the US dollar no more. So the value of the US dollar is falling. Yep. So the US government, the CIA, the FBI, they already see what's coming, and they are preparing for it. There's a great recession that's going to take place, a great fallout. You know, and a lot of you brothers that got money in the bank, that got 401ks, you're going to lose everything. I'm just letting you all know now. Y'all will lose everything. You know, I'm telling you all now, y'all will lose everything. The only money that the only money that's going to stand forever is God's money.
That's right.
And God money is gold.
That's right.
It says the nations going to bring their gold up to the kingdom.
Right.
That's the only money that's going to be around until God return.
Right.
Y'all wanna put your money in a safe hedge fund? Well, let me put my money in this hedge fund right here. It's going to be safe. Let me put my money in this 401k. It's going to be safe. It's nothing going to be safe. There's a bunch of fraud that surround this whole financial system, and it's going to collapse.
Bubbles just got popped.
You understand? It's going to collapse. Those of you all that, let me get that in, I'm going to touch on that a little later on, if I got time, but anyways, let me go back to where I was at. I want to keep the chain of thought. All right, so bam. I want you all listen, brothers and sisters. So I don't want that video no more. So America became the world economic superpower in 1944 during the Bretton Woods Convention, the Bretton Woods Conference, right? They became the world economic superpower. All nations was trading with the U.S. dollar. After that, America, the dollar, they start questioning the value of the U.S. dollar. Nixon in 1971, he took gold off from back in the U.S. dollar. So now the U.S. could just print as much money as they want. Their money they create fiat currency. So now the American dollar is backed by the American economy. Okay, so as I said, if the economy collapses, guess what's going to happen? The value of the dollar is going to collapse. So now, not just that, in order to keep the U.S. dollar as the most dominant dollar, they went to war with Saudi Arabia and forced a lot of these countries to use the dollar to sell oil. It's called a petrodollar. So that keep the U.S. dollar being the world dominant currency. Okay? But let me show you all what took place. Play the video with Gaddafi. I'm going to show you all what took place.
So, I mean, that
and let me tell, hold on, pause it. Go back from the beginning. Let me tell you all something. America will assassinate. The CIA will kill, assassinate. They will go to war with any nation that tried to usurp power over the U.S. dollar, or any nation that threatened U.S. interests when it comes to the petrodollar or the U.S. dollar. They will assassinate leaders if you mess with their money. Because if you mess with the dominancy of the U.S. dollar, guess what? You mess with the U.S. economy and all of that. So the CIA, the U.S. military, they will kill you. They will kill you. And this is what I'm about to show right now. Play that video for me.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Pause. So, guess who they talking about? Yeah, what Hillary said? She said, we came, we saw, and he died. We killed that nigga. Okay? We killed Gaddafi. That's who she's talking about, Gaddafi. Okay? Read that again. I mean, keep on playing. Play it again.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
That was former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's reaction following the capture and brutal murder of Libyan President Muammar Gaddafi. According to some, the invasion of Libya was about protecting civilians. Others said it was about Libya's vast oil reserves.
Pause. So they said it's about protecting civilians. France, I want you to pay attention. France and Hillary, America, they went over there and they formed a coup. They formed an uprising in Libya and they helped the militants over there, the terrorists, to kill their leader. Okay, so they killed Gaddafi, right? And they say it was, some people say it's about oil, because Libya was rich in oil. And some people say it was about what else? Some people say it was about oil. But some people say it was about killing civilians. But let's see what it was about. Go back a couple seconds more and play that again.
Clinton's reaction following the capture and brutal murder of Libyan President Muammar Gaddafi. According to some, the invasion of Libya was about protecting civilians. Others said it was about Libya's vast oil reserves. But everyone was convinced that it was all about currency. Specifically, Gaddafi's plan to introduce the gold dinar, a single African currency made from gold that would eventually replace the US dollar.
Boom! Damn. Pause it. You'll see the real reason they killed Gaddafi? Yep. Gaddafi was setting up an African World Bank. And he was planning to, he called all African nations together. And he was planning to peg the African dollar. The African dollar, he was planning to peg it with gold. And form a currency over there in Africa and have the African nations trade and so forth amongst themselves. And in doing that, guess what would have happened? It would have replaced the US dollar.
Right.
You understand? America cannot have that. No, we got to kill this nigga right here. You know what? Let's say he's abusing his citizens. So we're going to go over there and help the citizens overthrow him and murder him and kill him because he's abusing his citizens. But what about the citizens here in America that be abused every year? Exactly. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Who be coming? Does any nation say, let's go in America and conquer them and help the civilians those blacks that's being, and those North American Indians that's being afflicted in America.
Kill cold-blooded and all that.
Yep, let's go help them. Yep, which nations say that? You know what I mean? So I want you to see why Gaddafi was killed. Gaddafi threatened what? What did he threaten? He threatened the petrodollar. The petrodollar he threatened. Go back a little and play that for me, man.
That's heavy right there.
Go back a little and play it for me.
Gold that would eventually replace the US dollar when trading with Africa. Many scholars have said that it's the kind of thing that one has to plan almost in secret and launch it when ready, because as soon as you say it, you'll have a bullseye on your back. You see, the world relies on the US dollar, giving America unparalleled economic dominance. Nearly 90% of all international currency transactions are in dollars. 60% of foreign exchange reserves are held in dollars, and almost 40% of the world's debt is issued in US dollars. This gives the United States extraordinary power over nearly anyone who imports or exports anything, anywhere.
So pause. So you import or exporting things anywhere in the world, you got to use the US dollar. It's in. Keep playing.
Lap was explained as mission accomplished for the US NATO intervention following reports of mass atrocities under Gaddafi's regime. It was later revealed that President Obama himself had asked his advisors to draw up options including a new military front in Libya, and the Defense Department was reportedly standing ready with the full spectrum of ground military operations required. Unless you plead temporary insanity, you have to recognize the double standards. There were several other parts of the region in the Middle East and North Africa which pretty much needed humanitarian support, but which the West either ignored or didn't really pay the same amount of attention to. And so the world watched as Western armies pummeled Libya with bombs with the pretext of humanitarian intervention. But the 2016 publication of Clinton's emails revealed another agenda.
Pause. So guess what? They was able to go into Hillary Clinton emails Y'all understand? They was able to go in there and they know and see the real reason why she went into Libya. Why the U.S. went into Libya. Okay? I tell you, these people getting exposed, man. Yep. So they fighting with each other here doing politics, and they went into Hillary emails and pull up all her little dirty secrets. Okay? Keep playing.
Behind the Libyan war, one which it seems was achieved, prevention of the demise of the American buck.
So you are saying the real reason.
Of the creation
Go back some more. Go back some more. The real reason they killed Gaddafi, the real reason they went to war with Libya, the CIA, okay, the real reason that took place was to stop the demise of the U.S. dollar.
That's it.
Y'all understand? Keep playing.
Bombs with the pretext of humanitarian intervention. But the 2016 publication of Clinton's emails revealed another agenda behind the Libyan war, one which it seems was achieved, prevention of the demise of the American buck, as well as prevention of the creation of the independent hard currency in Africa that would have freed the continent from its economic bondage, an outstanding rival to the dollar and the euro, and put an end to the exploitative French African franc. In the months leading up to the military
So you all
intervention,
see that. The real reason was to stop the demise of the US dollar, was to stop the establishing of that African central bank, that Libyan central bank that Gaddafi was putting together. That's the real reason.
Right.
Y'all understand?
Sir.
So now I want you to go to Revelation. Why I want to show you all, what you all see Hillary Clinton and the French. Don't forget the French, that little short midget dude, Macron. Macron. What the hell is Macron? Don't forget him. He was involved in that thing too, man. Let's see what God says concerning the African nations when it comes to buying and selling and trading. Let's show you all what the prophecy is. Okay? I want you all to understand this. Okay? Read that for me.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal.
And when he have opened the third seal, read on.
I heard the third beast say,
read.
Come and see.
Come and see. Come and look. We used to see some. Read.
And I beheld, and lo, a black horse.
The black horse represent the dark nations.
Right.
The dark nations is the nations in Africa. It's also referred to the Arabs. You understand? The dark nations. Okay? Okay, so the black horse represent the dark nations. Read.
And he that sat on him.
And who is sitting on the dark nation? Who is sitting on the dark nations? The so-called Caucasians, the so-called white men.
Right.
You understand? And he that sitteth on him, read on,
had a pair of balances.
He had a pair of balances. Okay, read on.
In his hand.
Read on.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny.
So what is this going into? This is going into trade. It is letting you know that the Caucasian race will be dealing unjustly when it comes to trade and buying and selling with the African nations. This is what this is talking about. Okay? So this is prophecy. So don't think that any dark nation gonna rise up and try to break loose. You know, they could try, but America gonna always do things to put them back in line. You understand? What did they do to put back Libya in line? They killed Gaddafi. And all of you other black leaders, you all sit back and you all watch it.
Yeah.
And you all did nothing.
Yeah.
And what he was doing was for your benefit.
That's right.
What I'm reading here is Bible prophecies.
Right.
Okay? Read that again.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
So a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 penny, it's unjustly. It's unjust.
Right.
It's unjust trade.
You know what I mean? It's going into their dollar worth more
exactly.
than Then the African dollar, and Africa got the resources. Africa got the gold. How you gonna tell me how much my gold worth? You take my gold and you take it to your country and you sell it 10 times how much it worth. You all understand what I'm saying? This is what the scripture is going into. This prophecy is going into the European nations dealing unjustly with the dark nations. Okay? So go back and play that again for me. You know what? Should I keep going? All right, let me get off of that now. So, I sent you our last video. They played our last video. Captain Gideon just sent that to me. Let me see what they're talking about. As I said, this is going to be a part. I'm going to do a part 2 on this. I don't know. I feel like prophesying today. So I said, let me go into this. Okay. What prompted me to go over this is what happened in California, Silicon Valley. I'm going to touch on that in a minute. So play that for me. So I want you all to pay attention. America became the world economic superpower in 1944 during the what? Bretton Woods Conference. Yep. All right? It's called the Bretton Woods Agreement. Okay, this is when the IMF was formed. Okay? And all nations agreed to use the American dollar to trade internationally. Okay, after that in 1971, then President Nixon, to reaffirm the strength of the U.S. dollar, he removed the gold standard from behind the U.S. dollar. Now, after that, what else they did? They created the petrodollar. They went to war with Saudi Arabia, and they forced Saudi Arabia and a lot of these Arab countries to sell and trade oil with the U.S. dollar. And that keep the U.S. dollar as being the most dominant currency on the earth. Yep. Now, what a lot of you all didn't know, I touched on it like a year and a half ago. But what a lot of you all don't know, the invasion of Iraq was about the petrodollar. That's what a lot of you all don't understand. Yep. The invasion of Iraq was about the petrodollar. Saddam Hussein, he was killed. Why? Because he was planning to come off out of trading with the U.S. dollar and was planning to trade with the European dollar, with the euro. You understand? And when a month after he said that, all of a sudden war break out. Osama bin Laden Al-Qaeda bombed the World Trade Center, and they focusing on axis of evil. That's what Bush said, the axis of evil. He said Saddam Hussein have weapons of mass destruction. We got to go over there and disarm him. They went over there, brothers and sisters. They went to war with Iraq. There was no weapons of mass destruction.
Lie.
Guess what? They lie. They lie. Yes, the white men lied. You know, it was never about that. It was about the U.S. economy. It was about reestablishing the American dollar as being the economic, the world's strongest dollar.
Right.
You understand? Because if Saddam Hussein start trading with the euro dollar, it would have decreased the strength of the U.S. dollar. All right? So that's why they had to kill Saddam Hussein. As I said, I brought it out about a year and a half ago, but y'all can look up them videos. Look it up. Why was Saddam, or the petrodollar? He's going to show you all. He's going to show you all that. That's why they killed Saddam. That's why they killed Gaddafi. Y'all understand? It's not up. Okay, y'all pay attention. Pay attention. You got it? Play that video for me.
In your judgment, in a moment in which the world order is going to change.
Yes, we're changing the world order. Okay. In 1945, we started the new world order. What I mean is, throughout history, there's a fight for control because there's no world court that you go.
Pause. You all think I was playing, man? When I tell you all in the 1940s, they had set up a world global reset. was a world order set up in 1940. And I show you all the scripture in Revelation 17, showing you all that's when that world order was established in the 1940s, 1945, 1944, 1945, 1948. I'm going to show you all different things were set up at that time. Okay? So they're going to change the world order that was set up in 1945. They're trying to change it or amend it or add on top of it or implement new things on it. But go back and play that again, Bridget. You don't know. Yeah.
We started the New World Order. What I mean is, throughout history, there's a fight for control because there's no world court.
Pause. That's what World War II was about a fight for control. Which white nation is going to rule this earth? And the one that came out on top was America. Why? Because the Bible prophesied that going to be the one that sitteth upon many nations. Okay, read. Keep on playing.
And so there's a fight for power. So there's a war, and then the winners come out of that war, and the winners set the rules. And so, 1945, the United States had 80% of the world's money. Gold was money at the time.
80% of the world's money the United States of America had after World War II. You understand?
He said the winner set the rules.
Yep, the winner set the rules. So who set up the IMF and all of that? The winners was America did that. That's why I'm telling you, that's when America became the world superpower after World War II. Keep on reading. Keep on playing.
And the winners set the rules. And so, 1945, the United States had 80% of the world's money. Gold was money at the time. It had half the world's GDP. It had a monopoly on military power. So
it had a monopoly of military power.
That's why the United Nations is in New York. Washington, D.C. has the IMF and the World Bank.
And its currency became the reserve currency.
And its currency became the reserve currency because of that set of circumstances. Okay, things evolve. Things change.
Things evolve and things changing.
So the three big things that are changing now that haven't occurred in our lifetime is the amount of debt and money creation, which affects the value of money, and you can see it affecting what's going on every day.
Large debt means the printing of money.
Right. The large debt puts central bankers in a choice. Do you pay it back with hard money, or do you pay it back with printed devalued money? And if you pay it back with hard money, it's hard. In other words, that's when you have debt crises. So in all cases, they eventually print money, and that produces inflation, right? So that dynamics, the first...
And that's the place we are at this moment.
That's the place we are at this moment. Okay. And we'll talk about that.
We'll drill down on that.
In a minute. The second is when there's a great internal conflict, usually when there's a large wealth and values gap, and at the same time as you have a financial problem. Then you get populism of the left and populism of the right. In other words, those who feel disenfranchised want people who are going to fight for them. They don't want compromisers. They don't want them to be in the middle, because middle means that they're not fighting for them. They want them to have guts. So that you have populists of the left and populists
and
of
their
the
positions
right.
harden.
And their positions harden, and there are no compromises. That's why we're potentially in a situation that you could see in one of these elections, maybe in 2024, that neither side would accept losing. Perhaps we see that. You see, maybe you don't follow the rulings of the Supreme Court. Anyway.
That's a serious question today.
So these things have not happened in our lifetime, but they happened many times in history. So if you look at that, you see from those patterns why the gaps become greater and the positions harden, and you see the dynamic. So that's the second. And the third is the rise of a great power to challenge the existing great power. In other words, I gave you the example of how the United States was so dominant in 1945. Now it's not as dominant. It is not dominant. In other words, China and the opposition is as strong as the United States and its allies. And so we have a conflict. And there are 5 kinds of wars. And they start in this order, just sequentially, typically. A trade war, a technology war, a geopolitical influence war.
Okay, so take that
then
off.
You get into
China is not gonna do nothing. You understand? China is not gonna, America gonna destroy China. That's the prophecy.
Wrong how?
When you go into the prophecy, America gonna destroy China. You understand? America Navy, America military will destroy China. That's thus says the Lord. That's, so some of these, but this beginning stuff he talking was saying that stuff is on point. You know what I mean? So now, you all understand. I wanted you all to see how America became during the first global reset. It took place in the 1940s. All right. I dealt with what? I dealt with America becoming the world superpower. Okay. Now I want to go into the America becoming the world military superpower. I went over economic superpower. Now I'm going to deal with military superpower. Now America became the world military superpower in what? I want you to pull up the North Atlantic Alliance. NATO. Yeah, pull that up and read that.
North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, 1949. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization was created in 1949 by the United States, Canada, and several Western European nations to provide collective security against the Soviet Union. Can you zoom in a little bit, please?
Okay, so when the North Atlantic Treaty Alliance came together, this is when America became the world military superpower. Y'all understand? Where is this in the Bible? Go to Revelation 17 and read it again.
Revelation.
I'm showing you all prophecy. I'm telling you all the things John spoke about, it came to pass. Right. Some of these things come to pass, but you got to know history. You got to know what he's talking about. Right. Okay, read that for me.
Revelation 17 verse 12. Scripture. And the 10 horns which thou sawest.
This is the 10 common markets, which is the EU. Read on.
Are 10 kings.
Read on.
Which have received no kingdom as yet.
Read on.
But receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
Read on.
These have one mind.
So these have one mind. When America formed the North Atlantic Alliance, when that alliance was formed with Europe and America, with the 10 horns and America, because the North Atlantic Alliance was 10 nations that formed that. If you know what I mean, y'all understand what I'm saying? And America made it the 11th. Okay, that was the beginning. As time goes on, you got different nations being added, but in the beginning was only those 11. America and those 10 horns. Okay? So now, when they gave their military strength, they gave it to America. Why they gave their military strength to America? I'm going to show you all some heavy. I'm going to show you all why they gave their military strength to America. Okay? So read it again. I want you all to see it. See it.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings.
Read on.
Which have received no kingdom as yet.
Read on.
But receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
Read on.
These have one mind.
These have one mind. America and Europe, they have one mind. When did they have that one mind? When did they have that one mind? That one mind was started in 1944 with the Economic Alliance. And it ended it when? In 1949 with what? When they formed that military alliance. You understand? They had one mind. They say, I'm going to protect you. If anybody go to war with you, you're going to protect me. Touch one, touch us all. Y'all understand? So Europe and America, they have one mind. If you mess with France, you mess with America. If you mess with Greece, you mess with America. You know, you mess with France. They all have one mind. This is what the North Atlantic Alliance is about. Oh, brothers and sisters, pay attention. This is prophecy fulfilled. Okay? Read it again one more time.
These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
So they gave their power and strength to America. Okay, what did they do? The way how the North Atlantic Alliance is set up is that each country, they give a certain amount of money to America and they give amongst soldiers to NATO. You understand? But America is the head over NATO. Okay, but all these different nations that is in alliance with NATO, they all in alliance. Like they all agreed to go and kill Gaddafi. France and everybody that's part of NATO, they agreed in killing Gaddafi. They went over there and they killed him. Okay, why? Because he was trying to set up a former currency that will compete with the American dollar.
Right.
Okay? So they all have one mind. All the European countries and America, they have one mind. Okay? So now what I'm touching on is how they become the the military superpower. When did that take place? It took place when NATO was founded. NATO was founded in 1949. Read that. Go back to the article and read that again.
You gotta scroll back to the top. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization was created in 1949.
And it was created in the sense to protect Europe against Russia. Because Russia was a superpower back then. And they said, listen, we need protection from Russia. Russia might take over France or might make war. So they came together to protect each other. They joined that alliance with America for protection from Russia. Okay, that's where you always hear about the Cold War. Mm-hmm. That's what the Cold War is about. Okay, it was a conflict going on between NATO and Russia. Okay, so keep on reading. It
was created in 1949 by the United States, Canada, and several Western European nations to provide collective security against the Soviet Union.
Okay, keep going.
NATO was the first peacetime military alliance the United States entered into.
So that's the first alliance America ever entered into. Mm. That's why it says that they shall give their power. To give their power, that's an alliance.
Yep.
They shall give their power to America, to that whole. Read on.
Outside of the Western Hemisphere.
Read.
After the destruction of the Second World War.
After the destruction of the Second World War. After the destruction of the Second World War. Fire! After the destruction of the Second World War. No. Keep on reading and I'm going to go back to that.
The nations of Europe struggled to rebuild their economies and ensure their security. The former required a massive influx of aid to help the war-torn landscapes reestablish industries and produce food.
So because Europe was destroyed, and they ain't had much money, the military was dissipated, they said, listen, we gonna give our power to America. All right, because America was strong, the military was strong, and so forth. So they gave their power unto their whole. Okay, for an hour, meaning for a time. Keep on reading.
And the latter required assurance against a resurgent Germany or incursions from the Soviet Union.
Okay, so you could take that down. Okay, keep on, go back. Let's keep on reading.
The United States viewed an economically strong, rearmed, and integrated Europe as a vital to the prevention of the communist expansion across the continent.
So to stop communist expansion over the continent, America supported a lot of these European countries with arms and so forth to stop Russia, the Soviet Union, from spreading communism in Europe. Okay? So bam. So America became the world superpower. I'm going over global reset. All right, the global reset, I'm showing you all that global reset took place in the 1940s. Okay, America became an economic superpower on this earth. America was not at first, I think Britain was the economic superpower. You understand? But after World War II, America became the economic superpower, and they also became the world's military superpower in 1949. Now, what happened? What make America became the military superpower? I'm going to show you all some. Go to Revelation 13.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast.
Hold on. Revelation 13 and 13.
Oh, you want to jump? Okay. And he doeth great wonders.
And he doeth great wonders. Y'all I want that video. Y'all know what I want. Read it again.
And he doeth great wonders.
And the he here is talking about America. Okay, that's the he here. And America do great wonders, read on.
So that he maketh fire.
That he maketh fire, read on.
Come down from heaven.
That he make fire come down from heaven, read on.
On earth.
On earth.
In the sight of men.
In the sight of men. This is what this prophecy is talking about. Who did that? America did that. When did America drop that atom bomb? What year? In 1945, America dropped the atom bomb on Japan. When America dropped that atom bomb, America became the world military superpower. And in him becoming the world military superpower, guess what? The other nations, his other European brothers, they joined force with him. He didn't join force with the African nations. He ain't joined force with the Chinese. He joined force with his other European brothers. Y'all understand? So we read in prophecy, this is how America became the world superpower. They killed hundreds of thousands of people in Japan in World War II. You understand? They created the atom bomb, and they what's that called? When you kill a bunch of people. Not massacre. You know, they did genocide in Japan. You know, they did genocide in Japan. Kill hundreds of thousands of innocent people. Innocent people. Babies and all of that. I'm telling you all. That's how America became the world military superpower. Okay? And when America did that, he did it in the sight of his brothers, the European nations. He did it where? In World War II. After he did that, guess what? The other European nation, they say, we want to form, we're going to give you our power. We're going to support your military. We're going to give our military to your military. And we're going to protect each other. That's when they formed NATO. And in turn, what America did, America shared that military advance, that technological advance, how to create nuclear weapons. He shared it with his brothers, with the other European countries. Hope you all see what's going on. He shared that technology with his other European brothers. Okay, that's what he did. He didn't share it with Africa.
No.
He did not share it with the Chinese.
No.
You understand? He shared it with his other European brothers. Okay, read it again. This is what the Bible says concerning 1945. This prophecy was fulfilled.
And he do it.
This prophecy was fulfilled in 1945. Okay, during the great global reset when America became the most powerful country on the earth. Read it again.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven.
So the fire that come down from heaven is that nuclear bomb. That's John the Revelator. He said he saw fire come down from heaven. He don't know what it is. Remember, John the Revelator is seeing in the future. He is seeing 1945. He's seeing America dropping a bomb on Japan. And he's describing it the best way he can. So he said, I see fire come down from heaven on earth. Okay, play that video again. He said, I see fire come down from heaven on earth. Okay, in the sight of men. That's what he said. Play it again.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
That's what John the Revelator saw right there. And that's what he wrote. That's what America did to Japan. But read on. You can take it off.
Verse 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth.
And when America dropped that bomb, he deceived everybody. That's when he started doing the deceiving. Because all nation was scared of him. Read.
By the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
The sight of the beast is the sight of his brothers. The 10 horns. Okay, the 7 heads and 10 horns. His European brothers. He deceived everybody by the means of those miracles. John the Revelator said, yo, that looked like a miracle. He made fire come down from heaven. When the Bible talk about miracles, it's talking about his technology. Okay? His technology is like a miracle.
Right.
Who knows? He had fire. He created the atom bomb and fire came down from heaven and destroyed hundreds of thousands of people. John said, yo, that's a miracle. You know, only God could do so. Nobody, he never saw nothing like that before. He said, that's a miracle. This dude, this beast, he made fire come down from heaven and kill all these people. In the sight of what? In the sight of the beast. In the sight of the beast in the sight of his European brothers. So his European brothers and them saw him did that. So his European brothers, that was in 1945. So his European brothers came and they said, let's form a alliance where you could protect us, we could protect you, and we're going to stop communism from being pushed more further to the west and so forth. You understand? So this is what ended World War II, when America dropped that bomb, okay, on Japan. All right? That's prophecy we're reading right there. Okay? So, what time again, man? I ain't going to be able to go over everything you don't know. Next time. But keep going. Let me see.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast.
That they should what?
That they should make an image to the beast.
No. I want you all, I'm showing you all a great reset. A great reset took place during 1940 to 1950. Okay, when America was establishing herself, this whole was establishing herself as the world superpower. Okay, a lot of changes took place.
Right.
Okay, so now this verse that I just read right there, I'm going to show you within history. Read it again.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast.
That they should, after that bomb drop, it says that they made an image to the beast. The beast is who? The so-called Caucasian race. So they made an image of themselves. Read on.
Which had the wound by the sword and did live.
Because guess what? Rome came back. Okay, Rome came back and also America came as Rome. Read on.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. And he
gave life to the image of that beast. He gave life. He here is mainly talking about America. That's what we're talking about. Read on.
That the image of the beast should both speak.
And he make that image speak. Read on.
And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
And if you don't worship the image of the beast, you're going to be killed. No. Let me hit you all with something. What we read there, what we just read right there is talking about what happened during the Inquisition in the 1400s when the so-called white man came back into power during the Renaissance. And guess what? But this is mainly talking about today in these last days. You understand? It's twofold. This is talking about what's going to happen to us, the servants of God, the Israelites that believe in the scriptures in the last days. All right? This is what this is going into. In the last days, it says that they gonna kill us if we don't worship the beast and his image. They did it to our forefathers in the past when they came over here and conquered, but they're gonna do it again in the future. Okay, those of us that stand up and say we're not worshiping the white man nor his image,
right,
nor taking his mark, they gonna kill us. Hope you all understand that. You know what I mean? So anyways, so I'm going to show you all where this happened and I'm going to read it again. No. I want you to go. I sent you some. The image. Yeah. All right. So put it up on the screen there. Okay. Right. The head of Christ.
All right.
So the head of Christ. The head. You see this image right here? I want you all to see when that image came about.
All right.
Read that for me.
The head of Christ, also called the Salmon head, is a 1940 portrait painting.
You all see where that image came from? Boom. You all see where that image came from? In the 1940s. In the 1940s, there was another image that was set up as Caesar Borgia. But in the 1940s, remember what I tell you all, they start changing up a lot of things. Yes, sir. All right, they start changing a lot of things. This was a new world order, a global reset. So they say, you know what, we didn't want to use that image we was using a couple hundreds of years now. Let's set up a new image. And they get this blonde hair. You know what I mean? Some of you all like, oh, he's so handsome. You know what I mean? And they say, oh, this is the new Jesus. And when these soldiers went to war fighting in World War II, that's the that's the image that they had in their wallet or in their praying to and so forth. But read on. Put that up back there and read on.
The head of Christ, also called the Salmon head, is a 1940 portrait painting of Jesus of Nazareth by American artists.
By who?
American artists.
By American artists. When America became the world superpower, they said, we setting up a new image of Christ, man. You know, read on.
Warner Salmon, 1892 to 1968, as an extraordinarily successful work of Christian popular devotional art. It had been reproduced over 500 million times.
So 500 million times it been printed. So now, worldwide. So go back and read it again in Revelation 13. I want you all to understand.
Revelation chapter.
That new image, this is what we're reading about right here. Read that again.
Revelation chapter 13 verse 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
Read from when he dropped the bomb.
And he doeth great, verse 13. And he doeth great wonders.
That's his technology, the wonders. Read on.
So that he maketh fire.
That he maketh fire. Read on.
Come down from heaven.
That's the atom bomb. Read on.
On the earth.
On the earth. Read on.
In the sight of men.
On Japan. In the sight of men. In the sight of... Read on.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
He did it in the sight of his brother, the European nation. They saw what he did. Read on.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth.
And after he dropped that bomb, he said to them that dwell on the earth. Read on.
That they should make an image.
That they should make an image
to the beast.
So that image was set up in 1940s. They set up an image. A new image of Jesus the Christ. Okay, which is the image of what? The beast. Okay, right. Read on.
Which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Read on.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
And what does it mean he had power to give life unto the image of the beast? Remember, it's talking about the image. An image is the image of Christ. That's the image of the beast. Okay, the image of Christ. Why did he have power? Because guess what? He just dropped a bomb and destroyed the whole of Japan. All the European countries and them, they made an alliance with him. He controlled the world economically. You understand? So he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. How did he give life unto the image of the beast? He started doing what? Making movies. He started making comic books. You got Hollywood. He created Hollywood. And all type of Hollywood movie and start brainwashing the earth.
Right.
You understand? Pushing lies out there. This is what Jesus looked like. This is what Jesus' people look like. Okay? That's what he did. In 1940, he put up that image. You understand? Read on.
That the image of the beast should both speak.
Anytime you ask anybody what Jesus say, they point at that man and said, that demon that we just put up on the screen and say, he said this, he said that. He ain't said nothing. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ looked like the so-called Negroes that was bought here in slaves.
That's right.
Jesus Christ is a Negro.
Right. That's
you understand? Right. He have woolly hair and skin like fine brass burned in a furnace.
That's right.
You understand? That's the image of Christ. That's not what he looked like. You see that image we got up there? That's not what he looked like. but that's an image of him.
That's right.
You understand? The image next to him is an image of the beast.
That's right. Because you got to think about it. How did that image, that Caucasian image, get throughout the earth in all the nations? Yep. That's because the beast have the power. Through his media, through he got power. Right.
Yes, America did that. You know, America did that. Push Christianity all over the world. Yep. Sending they damn, Jesuit priests all over. Salvation Army and all that. Yo, listen, man. So check it. So, damn, what time it is?
Enough time.
Nah. Yo, so check it. Yeah, I'm going to keep going. I've got to touch on, because I wanted to touch on, so check it. So, I ain't done as yet. So, America became the military superpower in 1949. I tell you, in the 1940s, there was a new world order being set up. There was a global reset being set up. Right. America became the superpower on the earth, ruling the earth. I went into the scripture, show you all when America dropped that bomb in 1945. Right. That's recorded. It became history. John the Revelator talk about it. Right. Okay? Now, I want you all to see. I want you to go to the World Council of Churches. Get that and read that for me. Yeah.
The World Council of Churches, WCC, Christian Ecumenical Organization, founded in 1948.
Founded when?
In 1948.
Founded when?
In 1948.
Damn. Founded in 1948. So America was setting up that new world order. You understand? They set up their image. Then what they did? They called they set up the World Council of Churches. And they said, this is what all you white pastors and black pastors, this is what you're going to teach.
Right.
You have all nations, you all teach this. Teach love, teach this, teach that. So America had power to do this. Mm-hmm. You understand? The Caucasian nations after World War II, they said, you know what? Let's set up the World Council of Churches. You understand? So I'm telling you all, there's a lot of things took place in the 1940s. They set up the World Council of Churches. They established what they're going to teach the earth when it comes to Christ and Jesus. Okay? All right? You all pay attention. Pay attention. And in setting up the World Council of Churches, all right, they did that in what year they did that? 1948. No, this is what else they did. Let me get the state of Israel. Did I send that to you too? I just pull up. Can you pull up? When was Israel declared a state? So in 1948, they set up the World Council of Churches, right? Right? I'm going to show you all something. I tell you, when America set up that new world order, he starts putting a lot of things in place.
Yes.
He put religion in place. Mm-hmm. He makes sure he economically strong. He makes sure his military is strong. Mm-hmm. And then he starts setting up the churches to brainwash the people. He starts setting up religion and what going to be taught on the earth. Right. You understand? Keep on. You got it? All right, put it up on the screen. When did the World Council of Churches set up? In 1948.
Okay.
No. Read that.
May 14, 1948.
So in 1948 again, while they set up the World Council of Churches, what else they did?
Israelis' establishment as an independent sovereign state.
They set up the state of Israel. You understand? The Jewish people, the Caucasians that call themselves Jews, they put themselves in the land and set up themselves as the state of Israel. When did this take place? 1948. So in the same time they setting up the mark of the beast, the same time they're setting up the church and the image of the beast and they're pushing Christianity, they set up what? they set up themselves as being the people of God.
Right.
You understand? Because you cannot set up Christianity without setting up. Yes, they could not have set up Christianity, that false religion, without setting up themselves as being the people of Christ. You all understand? Because the people of Christ is what? Is dark-skinned people.
Right.
So in them changing the people of Christ, they were able to establish and set up that lie, which is called Christianity.
Right.
You understand? Hope you all understand.
So that was the change. Well, one of the changes in the world order that needed to take place.
Right. That's one of the changes in the world order that needed to take place. Because there were still people in Africa that knew they were Israel.
Right.
They had to brainwash everybody on the earth. They had the brainwashing been taking place from then till now, because you still had people had knowledge. Not the people in America here. We were slaves in the islands. Right. But you had people in other parts of the world that knew who the Israelites were. So they had to paint that narrative, and they had to paint the narrative and the lie that they are the people of God. In them setting themselves up as the people of God, which is Jewish, they were able to set up Christianity. Because they said that Christ looked like who? Like them. So no, that's how they was able to set up the image of the beast. You all see how we go hands in hand? They go hand in hand. Go back to Revelation 13 and read it again.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. And he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Who life did they give to the image of the beast? And why did he have power? He had power because he had military power. He just dropped a bomb and destroyed Japan. You know what I mean? He was controlling the world. So he had power, and what he did, he set up that new image of Jesus Christ in 1940. Okay? All right. What else he did? He set up the World Council of Churches, the new form of Christianity, and he started brainwashing the whole world, teaching Christian garbage, Christianity garbage, white supremacy. Start teaching that he is the people of God. Let me get that. So keep on reading.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So this, as I said, is going to happen in the future. Those of us that do not worship the image of that beast, all right, there is a new form of religion that is being set up. You have the Abrahamic faith that's being set up, and it's going to be a new form of worship that's going to be set up, that we will be forced to worship that same image that you all see up there. You understand? There's a new change, a new restructure of the world order that is going to take place in the next year or 2 or 3. You understand? But when that is fully established, the mark of the beast and the beast system is not fully established, but it's about to become fully established. And Lord's will, I'm going to touch on that, Lord's will, next time. You know what I mean? Because I ain't going to be able to go over everything. But I want you all to know where I'm at again.
This was Revelation, chapter 13, verse 15.
Okay, so the Jewish state was set up in 1948. They set up the World Council of Churches in 1948. You understand? They set up themselves as the people of God, and then they set up the World Council of Churches and said, this is what we're going to teach. That Jesus looked like this, and, you know, that's what they did. Okay? And in them doing, what does the Bible say concerning that? Go to Revelation 13, jump to verse 5.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 5.
Does the Bible speak about that? Yes, read.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things.
Great things, read on.
And blasphemies.
The great things that he speak is lies. What is the lies? that Jesus Christ is white.
Right.
That they are the Jews.
Right.
They are the people of God.
Right.
You know, God laws is done away with. Okay? These is the lies that he have been teaching on the earth. Okay? Ever since he set up that World Council of Churches. Right. And it was given unto him to what?
And there was given unto him a great mouth, speaking great things. Great things and blasphemies.
And blasphemies, read on.
And power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
That's for a time, read on.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God.
So he blasphemed against God. He said, God is a white man. Okay, he blasphemed God. Read on.
To blaspheme his name.
He blasphemed God's name.
And his tabernacle.
And God tabernacles. Okay? Now I'm going to give you all some precept on God tabernacles. You know? Go to Psalms 48. What does it mean when he says he blasphemed God tabernacle? Yes, it's talking about the tabernacles in heaven, but it's also but it's talking about the land of Israel. That's what I'm going to show you. How did he blaspheme God tabernacle? Read that. Psalms 48 and 8.
Psalms chapter 48 verse 8.
Read.
As we have heard, so have we seen in the city of the Lord of hosts.
So have we seen in what?
In the city of the Lord of hosts.
The city of the Lord of hosts is Jerusalem. Read on.
In the city of our God.
In the city of God is Jerusalem.
That's right.
That's his tabernacle. Read on.
God will establish it forever.
God going to establish his city forever, which is Jerusalem.
That's right.
Now go to Psalms 87 and 3 and read that for me.
Psalms chapter 87 verse 3.
Scripture. Loaded.
Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of God.
Oh what?
O city of God.
O city of what?
Of God.
So the city of God is Jerusalem.
That's right.
Understand that. Okay, so now go back and read it again.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 6. And he opened his mouth.
So the white man, the beast, he opened his mouth and did what?
In blasphemy against God.
So he blasphemed God. Read on.
To blaspheme his name.
He speak lies about God. Read on.
And his tabernacle.
And his tabernacle, which is what? The land of Israel. What did he say? He said this land is his land. That's what the white man did. He went and he took the land of Israel and called it his. That's how he blasphemed God's tabernacle. Why? Because the land of Israel is the city of God.
Right.
Read on.
And them that dwell in heaven.
Read on.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints.
And he made war with the Israelites on this side of the world. Read on.
And to overcome them.
And he overcame them. Read on.
And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
So the so-called white man, he got power over everybody on this earth. That's Bible prophecy. Okay, that's Bible prophecy. Now go to Joel 3, how we blaspheme God's tabernacle. Go to Joel 3, start at verse 1.
Book of Joel chapter 3 verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
So the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, God said he's going to bring us back into our land. Okay, who going to do that? God going to do that. Our Lord is going to do that. Read on.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Jehoshaphat is there in the land of Israel. Read on.
And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
When he says God gonna plead with them, meaning he gonna kill them. You know? Read on.
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
So what did they do with God people?
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
So they scattered God people amongst the nations. Read on.
And parted my land.
And they parted God land. So the prophecy is that they parted God land, which is also what? The tabernacle of God, which is also what? The city of God. You understand? They parted it between who? Who parted the land? You got the people, the people that call themselves Jews. Mm-hmm. You understand? You got the Jewish people, Caucasian people that were set up there in 1948. Okay, they went over there and established the state of Israel in 1948. They call themselves Jewish. Okay, the land is parted between them and the Palestinian Arabs. That's Bible prophecy. Okay, now, so what I show you all, right? What I show you all. Hey, I send you an article on Silicon Valley. I'm going to touch on this again. I'm going to touch on this. I'm going to continue next week because I'm out of time. You know, but read that for me. No. So they have parted the land. What I want, I'm going to do a brief abbreviation. So what I went over, right? I went over, there is a global reset. The name of the topic is global reset. I touch on the global reset that took place in 1940 to 1950. And that global reset or that global restructuring was when America became the world economic superpower,
right?
Military superpower. Right. America started setting up churches. They set up the World Council of Churches.
Right.
America established and Britain established the land of Israel. They put their own people in the land of Israel and call themselves Jews. Right. That happened in 1948. Right. They also established the World Council of Churches in 1948. They established the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. You know, there's a lot of things that they did and in 1940 to 1950, in that time right there. You all understand? That time was a time of a great reset, a great restructuring. When a new global power was coming on the scene. Okay, he set up himself. They created a new image of Christ. Okay, and they start in Hollywood. They start pushing that Christianity hard. They make the image of Christ speak, which is what? The image of the beast. Okay? And the scripture says that no man should buy or sell unless they got that image. I'm going to touch on that, Lord's will, next week. Okay, I'm going to go into more. So I went into the restructure, the global reset that took place in 1940s. In the 1940s. Now what I'm gonna touch on, Lord's will, I'm gonna touch on next time. I'm gonna continue with this, okay, and show you all. I'm gonna go into the great reset that is taking place today, okay, and the great restructuring and global order that is trying to be reinstituted today. All right, that's what I'm going to touch on. Okay, Lord's will, next week. Okay, I'm going to show you all what they plan to do. I'm going to go into the scripture and show you all what they plan to do. As I said, there's levels to the mark of the beast. Okay, I'm going to try to touch on the mark of the beast. Okay, but there's levels to that because the new world order or the new world restructuring that's going to take place, they are going to implement the mark of the beast. Going to be fully implemented. You understand? It's going to be fully implemented. Okay, so that's what I'm going to touch on, Lord's will, next time. But I want to show you all something. Silicon Valley. Can you read that article?
Okay. Here's how the second biggest bank collapse in U.S. history happened in just 48 hours.
So this happened this week, brothers. It happened Wednesday going there. One of the second biggest bank collapse in the United States. One of the second biggest bank in California, Silicon Valley in California, it went bang, it collapsed. Man, keep reading.
The company's downward spiral began late Wednesday when it surprised investors with news that it needed to raise $2.25 billion to shore up its balance sheet. This was a hysteria-induced bank run caused by VC's Ryan Falvey, a fintech investor of Restive Ventures, told CNBC. All told, customers withdrew a staggering $42 billion of deposits by the end of Thursday.
So by the end of Thursday, everybody like, what? They run and take their money out because of somebody create what? Hysteria. Read on.
According to a California regulatory filing. Now, those who remain with SVB face an uncertain timeline for retrieving their money.
Keep on going.
Okay. All right. On Wednesday, Silicon Valley Bank was a well-capitalized institution seeking to raise some funds. Within 48 hours, a panic induced by the very venture capital community that SVB had served and nurtured ended the bank's 40-year run.
So somebody, so the bank went bankrupt. The bank went bankrupt. That's bars right there. Mm-hmm. So keep on playing. Keep on reading. Good. Keep going down. The bank went bankrupt.
All right. Regulator shuttered SVB Friday and seized its deposits in the largest U.S. banking failure since the 2008 financial crisis.
So it's the biggest banking failure ever since 2008 financial crisis. For those of you all don't know what happened in 2008, the whole economy collapsed. You know what I mean? Everybody lost 401ks, they lost all type of stuff, man. You know, keep on playing.
Okay, and the second largest ever. The company's downward spiral began late Wednesday.
So this is the second largest bank failure ever in the U.S. history. I'm telling you all things is happening. You all pay attention. Read on.
The company's downward spiral began late Wednesday when it surprised investors with news that it needed to raise $2.25 billion to shore up its balance sheet. What followed was the rapid collapse of a highly respected bank that had grown alongside its technology clients. Scroll down.
Keep on, scroll on.
Even now, as the dust begins to settle on the bank wind down, announced this week, members of the VC community are lamenting the role that other investors played.
All right, go down. Let me see some. I want to go down. Let me see. Okay.
All right.
Hold on. Keep going down. Okay, so let me tell you what happened basically. The feds came and they seized the bank. The federal government came and seized the bank. I'm like, whoa. I know the government could do that. So somebody create hysteria. Play the other video. Play a video. I sent another video concerning that. Just play that real quick. I'm going, hey, OC, y'all give me 3 minutes. I'll shut it off. So the federal bank, the U.S. federal bank that over all of that, they came and they shut it down. They came and forget about that. Let me just shut it down. They came and they seized the bank. Okay, so now what's happening? Let me show you all what's happening. If you have $10 million in that bank, guess how much the federal government insure you? Guess how much? If you got $10 million in that bank, you are only insured $250,000. So if the bank go bankrupt and you lose all your money, guess what happens? Remember what the Great Reset is about, right? Remember what the Great Reset is about. Nobody own nothing and everybody share everything, right? That's
everybody
what the
lose.
Right. So everybody got millions of dollars in the bank. The bank go bankrupt. Guess what? You ain't getting no millions of dollars. By federal law, the FDC or something like that, it's called, they only insure you up to $250,000. That's all you got. No, I want you to read that scripture for me. 1 Timothy 6:17, and let me close it off there.
Yes, sir. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world.
The Bible says, you brothers and sisters that's rich in this world. Read.
That they be not high-minded.
Don't be high-minded, brothers and sisters. Do not be high-minded. Read.
Nor trust in uncertain riches.
Read that again.
Nor trust in uncertain riches.
The Bible says don't trust in uncertain riches. Why you can't trust in uncertain riches? Because you could get up one morning and you a millionaire and all your money gone. The bank collapse. I'm telling you all, Esau about to do some things. A lot of you all about to lose everything, man. Those of you all that trust in uncertain riches. You know, you gonna wake up one morning and all your money gonna be gone. But you gonna be crying. A lot of white people gonna be killing themselves, shooting themselves in the head. You know what I mean? No, I'm telling you all, they said a lot of these tech companies, they couldn't even pay their employees and stuff. Damn. I'm telling you, and it all started by hysteria. People like, what's happening? Everybody withdraw their money, and bam, the bank went bang. I'm telling you all, that was a test trial. Sir. That was a test trial. I think the federal government did that. You understand? That's a test trial, and that's what they're gonna do to Chase. That's what they're gonna do to
Bank of America.
TD Bank,
Wells Fargo.
The whole banking system is going to collapse soon. And guess what they're going to bring in after that? CBDC, digital currency. I'm telling you all pay attention. Anyway, I'm going to touch on that more next time, man. You feel me? Read on.
Nor trust in uncertain riches.
Don't trust in uncertain riches. Read on.
But in the living God.
That's who you got to trust in, brothers and sisters. Trust in the living God.
That's right.
You understand? With that, I say shalom. Lord's will, I do a part 2 next week, Lord's will. You understand? Yes. So you brothers and sisters, y'all stay strong. Y'all stay firm. I said to hold him firm. Every man deserves to. Yo, you don't know. And y'all don't trust in uncertain riches, man. So look, that bank went bankrupt this week. I'm going to go into it a little more, and I'm going to try to go into the financial system a little more and show you all in the Bible what's going to take place, man. So with that, I say shalom. You brothers and sisters stay strong. Most High in Christ bless. Y'all tune into the Raven and Wolves radio show. You done know. Lord, next time, Lord's will I see you all next week. You done know.
Subscribe to IUIC, New Jersey in the classroom, YouTube.
You done know.
You done know.
All right, shalom.
Shalom. All praises, all praises, all praises. Negative round of applause for the Most High for bringing it out through the deacon. You already know. Levels, levels, levels. You see it? All praises.